Now on to delicious treats. The flavor of ice cream that you pick says a lot about your personality. And lucky for you, Gert-Johan and Magnum have brought you the Magnum MCollection, high-end fashion accessories that are inspired by 5 most loved Magnums, all up for grabs: almond, mint, white almond, and today's 2 showstoppers, classic and death by chocolate.
So my inspiration for the classic was to take all the textures and the patterns that Gert used and put it into a Magnum. And the first thing I saw were those gold triangles and those beads. That's exactly what I brought through. Created my own little gold beads with the sugar, and then obviously Africa, you gotta think texture. So created my gold triangles using coconut and chocolate to create this amazing texture to complement not only the Magnum itself, but the dress as well. For the coconut and chocolate triangles, I wanted to add a bit of texture, so it's just malted chocolate, coconut mixed together, pressed down and cut into those triangles before being gilded with gold to look just like Gert's triangles, gold ones that are so recognizable in that dress. Second of all, those beads. I had to replicate those beads, and for that, quite simple, just sugar, brought up to a caramelized state, and then dropped to look just like those gold beads. And finally, my personal creation, chocolate paper. It's just butter and cocoa mixed together between sheets of phyllo pastry, baked off until crisp. And that's a little bit of like the layering effect that I'm trying to replicate with Gert's design. When it comes to the plating of this dish, I wanted to again replicate Gert's layering of the dress. So it's paper, it's the beads, and it's the coconut, kind of like going in sequence, but then replicating again, just to try and get that flow, which he brings through so confidently with the Magnum Classic dress. And that's what I want to replicate, the confidence and the flow and all those textures. So when it came to Death by Chocolate, there's a few things that stayed with me that Gert said. He mentioned tone on tone, brown on brown, and chocolate on chocolate. That's exactly what I did with this one. For this like amazing velvety chocolatey that he mentioned and dripping chocolate, I created my own like velvet chocolate custard, which is, it's just decadence on its own, and paired with a Magnum, what could be better? And then obviously he mentioned high fashion, so I was like, what's more high fashion than lace? So I created my own lace pancake, and not just any one, it's crystallized in sugar, again, bringing texture through. And this is like pairing it and like molding it all together to get that brown on brown, tone on tone, and for me, texture on texture. For the pancake, it's a simple pancake recipe, but taken again to that next step by adding that rich cocoa in there. And to create that lace effect, it's put in a piping bag, and like kind of just like, you gotta be free, and it's the art coming through as you like plate it, in a sense, in the pan, and it cooks, and it creates this beautiful lace pancake. Once it's cooked, eat some caramelized sugar just to add that crunch and that texture through again. And then my favorite part has to be that velvet custard, which is, I simply just made a custard that's slightly thickened, and again, we poured in more chocolate. It becomes literally, just looking at it, looks like pure indulgence. When it came to actually plating this dish, I had to be smart about how to like incorporate that lace to make it look like the Magnum had been dressed in the lace. And just like finally, to again bring texture and tone through, a little bit of more chocolate, but this time bitterness with that slight bit of cocoa. Again, bringing that chocolate on chocolate through.
Wow, that looks absolutely delicious. Now stay with Afternoon Express over the next few weeks as we reveal how you stand a chance to win one of the 5 MCollection dresses designed by Gert-Johan Coetzee, plus a whole bunch of trendy accessories to match. After the break, Bonnie visits Debbie Hall, founder of the luxury linen brand, the Debbie Hall Collection, to get some valuable tips on how to give your bedroom a refreshing makeover.
How you doing, YouTube fam? Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and commenting. We love hearing from you, so be sure to keep up to date with all things Afternoon Express by clicking the subscribe button right here.